Well, good evening, everyone. Owen Fritzen here now with you in the evening hours here on Tuesday, March 31st. We do have a tornado warning from this kind of second wave that's coming in from the west out of Indiana. So we're looking at this one coming live here as the second wave kind of comes through. We'll see how much steam this has as the sun starts to set. So right now we're looking at this tornado warning in progress. So let's get started here, and then I'll kind of talk about some other things in just a minute. So we do have a tornado warning. Let's zoom in on this. So this is for portions of western Ohio. So if you're in northwest Ohio, that's where we're concerned at right now. We do have this tornado warning, and we'll go ahead and zoom in on here and get you the particulars and the details right now with this particular tornado warning. And I'm going to bring up another software here off screen so I can look at some other parameters as well about this particular tornado warning that's in progress here. So give me one quick second as I do that, and I talk to some of the team here too. All right, so let's get started here. We do have a tornado warning that is for central Defiance County and northern Paulding County. This goes until 7:45. So they say that there's a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado. So this is radar indicated that was located near Hicksville, moving east at 50 miles an hour. So those of you in Defiance, you got about 10 minutes, they're saying, before it reaches Defiance. So make sure that you are in your tornado-safe shelter. Get to the lowest level of your house and put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. Again, lowest level of your house and put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. So we're looking at that, where to go for a tornado. I'll kind of bring that graphic up here. Just give me one second. Again, lowest level of your house. And make sure, if you don't have a basement, get to that lowest level and try to put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. Cover that neck and head is the biggest thing for you to do. So coming back to the weather radar here, this is what we got going on. We'll kind of zoom in and show you what we got in progress here with this tornado warning. We also have a severe thunderstorm warning as well, encompassed with this storm that goes until 7:30. And we just got a new severe thunderstorm warning up for Cuyahoga, Erie, Geauga Lake, and we'll look at that one here in just a minute, but that's a severe thunderstorm warning. Tornado warning takes precedence here, so we'll look at that in here in just a minute. That's that secondary wave that's moving through here for this afternoon. So, all right, or I should say early evening now. So let's go ahead and flip to base velocity, kind of look where that rotation is right now, and I'll back it up a little bit to see. You can kind of see that nice hook that's going into it, so right near Hicksville right now, and I'll see if I can't get the radar to pulse up here for you and kind of show you what we're dealing with. This is a storm that's kind of been historically producing tornado warnings over the last about hour or so. Kind of started over near Wabash, Indiana. We have another tornado warning. It looks like my phone's going off. So Paulding and Van Wert, you're now included in this warning as well. So we'll zoom out here. It's that other cell down to the south. So you're going to see another tornado warning pop up. We have two tornado warnings going right now, and we'll kind of do both of this here as we move forward. So you kind of see here two tornado warnings, and let me put this in stop position here, and let's double check here. See another hook right here, just getting ready to cross into Ohio. So right here, just coming into the city of Payne. So right here, just south of 24, U.S. State Route 24 there, right there in Woodburn, there's a Love's gas station or Love's truck stop there. So just to the south of that area, just near Payne, we do have a second tornado warning that is now in effect as well. So let's go ahead and read the text for the second warning here for you. So those of you just to the south of this, I'll zoom out just a little bit so you can kind of see what we got going on. This tornado warning also goes until 7:45. Again, this tornado warning is for Paulding County and northeastern Van Wert County in west central Ohio, again, until 7:45. They're saying this is located right near Payne, or 14 miles east of New Haven, moving east again, just like the other one, at 50 miles an hour. This one is radar indicated as well. So if you are in Wetzel, Haviland, Grover Hill, Tipton, Rolsums, and Scott, you need to be in your tornado-safe shelter. Move to an interior room on the lowest floor. Avoid windows, and if you're outside or in a mobile home, you need to get into that closest substantial structure and make sure you cover yourself from debris. So I'm going to flip back over here to regular reflectivity view. We're getting in a radar dead zone just a little bit, but you can see some of these well-defined hooks going on the radar right now. And this one up here just outside of Hicksville, kind of see that classical 6 hook that's going on with some rotation there. Again, these right now are radar indicated. That we don't have any storm spotter reports or any observation from law enforcement or public safety at this point. But right now you can see this other area of rotation just outside of Payne as that's moving into Ohio now. So we have 2 tornado warnings on the board. I'll go back out here just a little bit, kind of reset for you. We have some severe thunderstorm warnings, too, up by Cleveland and even in western portions of western Ohio. At this point, we're not going to stay too much or talk too much on that, but we do have that severe thunderstorm warning for Mahoning County, that one all the way over here by Canton. So that one just to the northeast of Canton, that goes until 8:15. And I bring mention of that because they're saying a hail report of 1 inch or greater there with wind gusts of 60. And then obviously we do have this other one. I'll just pop it up here real quick. If you're over in portions by Cleveland, you have Erie County, West Central Geauga County, Cuyahoga County, Northeastern Medina County, Southwestern Lake, Northwestern Summit, and Lorain County until 8 o'clock. So that's kind of what we got going on right now. And we are going to go back here into the tornado warning in progress. So give me 1 second. And we'll zoom in on this. And then we do have some other areas here just to the southern flank of this, just south of Fort Wayne, that should probably be, and I would say more than likely, will hit portions of Van Wert County over the next several minutes. So if you're just joining us, let's recap here. We're going to look at, and again, I'm sorry if you're saying my town, there's 980 towns in Ohio. I'm not going to get to it, so sorry. Don't waste your typing on it. So severe thunderstorm warning is embedded in this particular northern cell, but we're concentrated on this tornado warning that goes until 7:45. They updated this just just a few moments ago. Still got it moving at 51 miles per hour, so about 50 miles an hour truck in there with some strong winds. The hail's not really a thing in this, but there is a lot of lightning with this as well. And then the southern tornado warning that we have here for portions of Paulding and Van Wert County, that also goes until 7:45. So we have 7:45 on the southern one and 7:45 on the northern storm, and they just updated the severe thunderstorm warning on that one as well for portions of Paulding and Defiance County. So we got 2 tornado warnings on the board. They both go until 7:45. Lightning being an indicator in this one. So if we kind of look at the lightning right now, let me go ahead and turn it on. You kind of see we have a ton of lightning in this storm and quite a light show out there and lots of rumbles of thunder going on right now as well. So I'll turn that off real quick and let's get down to the nitty-gritty of things. So looking here and zooming in, kind of take it one by one. The northern one doesn't look as oppressive as it once was. Let's go back over to base velocity. A little bit of rotation just to the south of Sherwood or by Sherwood. It'll be moving into Defiance in about the next 5 minutes. So again, if you're in the tornado warning and if you're in Defiance, you need to get to the lowest level of your house and put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. So we're looking at that one again, and a little bit of rotation there. Nothing too crazy as it when it was first issued. It was really pronounced, not as pronounced. The more pronounced one is on the southern flank here. You can zoom in right here, just to the south of Payne, and you can see this very clearly. And you kind of see this wrapping around right into here. That is our rotation that we're concerned with right now, just to the south of southeast of Payne. So that's what we're concerned with right now. So kind of clear that out for you. So anywhere downwind of this, Haviland, you need to make sure that you're in your tornado safe shelter. Scott, Payne, hopefully you're in it already. Time was up for you. And even downstream of this in Grover Hill, you need to make sure you're in your tornado safe shelter as well, as this one continues to move towards the southeast at about 50 miles an hour. The northern one still there a little bit, but again, not as pronounced as it once was. Flip back over here to reflectivity, kind of see a little bit easier with that classical hook going into the storm. I can kind of see that there to the southeast of Payne. It's getting ready to cross over State Route 127 south of Lottie. And again, Haviland, you're under the gun along with Scott. You need to be in that tornado safe shelter now. It is on top of you. That northern storm is pretty much in Defiance now, or coming into Defiance at this moment. And we'll continue to see if that tornado warning is valid for another 20 minutes or so. We'll see if that northern one gets dropped, because it is, again, starting to let up as far as rotation goes. Flipping back to velocity, not seeing a ton in the velocity scans here as far as rotation on the northern one. The southern one's definitely there, but on the northern one, we're not seeing too much going on. I could tell you in the southern storm, too, looking at a product called correlation coefficient, I believe I have something here. Let me see. Definitely see something there. And, yeah, I just caught it on the corner of my eye on another sweep out of Cleveland. I was looking, kind of getting in that radar dead zone. I was looking out of the Cleveland radar. Let me see something here. Let me flip over to Cleveland and see if it comes up a little bit better. Give me 1 second while we load this. Still not as pronounced, but right near Grover Hill. I was kind of looking at that area. So we'll consider that good for all intents and purposes right now. Let me flip back over here. A little bit of range folding going on with that one. Let me go back to the IWX site real quick. And there we go. Now I got a better shot at this on my other screen. So definitely still there. So if you're just joining us, we got a couple things. Got some severe thunderstorm warnings, but the tornado warnings take precedence again. Kind of roll through this. The northern tornado warning that we got going on right now. This one is for central Defiance and northern Paulding County. And again, 745, moving east at 50 miles an hour. Again, this is right in Defiance right now. So if you're in Defiance, you need to be in your tornado-safe shelter, cover your neck and head, get to the lowest level as possible of that structure. So if you're in Defiance, time is up. The storm is over top of you. The National Weather Service is going to be doing a decision here in just a minute on this, because it's starting to get to the edge of that polygon to see if it will be reissued or not. The good thing here on the southern one now, you could see a scan before we were a little bit more pronounced on that hook, and it's starting to let up just a little bit, which is a good thing. Kind of put it backwards here. You kind of see over the last couple of scans, you can see that hook kind of fan out, so that's a good thing. That hook is not as pronounced as it was a few minutes ago. If we put it back into velocity, there is some rotation there, but again, it's not as tight as it was. Now, this one up in Defiance, near Defiance, you can kind of see here that other broad rotation trying to spin up just a little bit, just to the south west of Defiance here. So kind of putting this telestration tool, when we look at this, you can see green going towards the radar site and red going away from it. And we're looking in northern Indiana, so we're looking towards the west. But you can kind of see some broad rotation trying to get moving here as well. So you kind of see a little bit of that wrap going on, kind of that inflow wrap. So we'll have to wait and see. It's not pronounced as, like I said, usually really, really pronounced for tornado warning. And again, we're getting to the edge of that box. Nevertheless, this has a history of tornado warnings on it, this entire line. So make sure that you, again, seek shelter, please, and cover your neck and head. All right, let me go ahead and turn off that and zoom back out for you. So we're looking at 2 tornado warnings here on the board, and kind of have to see if we lose some steam on this, because we've had a line of storms come through here, so the atmosphere is a little bit raked over from earlier in portions of northwestern Ohio, and we'll have to see here as the sun continues to start to set. So we'll have to see what's going on. So some people are saying Some people say that looking here from Norwalk about calls and tornadoes spotted. I have no idea. We've heard nothing out of that area. You may want to contact the emergency management agency who runs that system over there in Norwalk in Huron County. So no clue what's going on there right now. All right, let's take a look here at reflectivity, kind of see this line of storms here that's kind of moving off to our south and east, coming in from northwest Ohio. Again, the question becomes, as they put the radar into motion, the question becomes on how much energy is going to be left out ahead of this, and will it start to be more of a linear threat and not have that. You could see it had this tight bow echo type structure, kind of very windy, if you will. But you could see with this storm cell, it's had some history of producing some tornado warnings out ahead of this as it's moved forward. So they have elected at this point, from what I can tell, a severe thunderstorm warning out ahead of this instead of a new tornado warning. So that's a kind of a good sign for people over there towards Defiance, that one's probably going to expire early or on time. They went ahead and issued again out ahead of this a severe thunderstorm warning. It's a new one. It goes until 8 o'clock. And look at this, storm motion picking up a little bit, 64 miles an hour. So it's increased about 10 miles an hour. So we'll have to see if it outruns itself and what happens in particular with that. But continuing to look at the storms, I can say if you're in Defiance, make sure that you are in your tornado-safe shelter. And again, in that southern storm, Grover Hill, it's probably right over Haviland right now. It's kind of, right over it, waiting for the radar to come in on the update here. And it's going to be pushing off here towards the east at, again, 60. They haven't updated this one in a minute. They still got this one about 49 miles an hour. But again, looking a little bit better than it once was. So right now, if you're joining us, we don't have any confirmed reports of a tornado. We have only radar indicated reports of a tornado. So nothing has been confirmed by spotters, but this is radar indicated, and you can kind of see, they had to let the other severe thunderstorm warning expire for that northern storm. It just fell off your screen. But we still have some broader rotation up here, and you kind of see that one or a couple pixels here of some broader rotation embedded. And we do have this wrap feature moving off towards Defiance as it continues to move about, and they're saying 60, which is pretty impressive. So this thing's going to be trucking along here very quickly. Let me go back here to the reflectivity here, zoom out just a little bit, the latest update here, kind of see most of it now. The latest update that literally just popped in really moves this thing ahead. And let's go ahead and flip back to velocity. Still pronounced. So look at that. Just now off towards the east of Defiance. Still a little bit of embedded rotation there. So it'll be interesting to see what the National Weather Service does on this one. We're getting ready to... we've got a couple more counties to go before we get into another office, but still getting ready to get to the edge of that polygon for the tornado warning. So we have to see if they let it go for another 15 minutes or they decide to leave it go. What tells me something is they issued this severe thunderstorm warning, and they did tag it tornado possible. So looking at this other severe thunderstorm warning for portions of Paulding, Henry, Defiance, and Putnam counties, this severe thunderstorm warning for northern Putnam, southeastern Defiance, northeastern Paulding, southeastern Henry goes until 8 o'clock, tornado tag possible. So they're saying penny-size hail and 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts with that. So looking at the southern storm as well, that's still got some rotation there. So it's right over Scott, moving out of Scott, just to the south of Grover Hill. This one also goes until 7:45. They still got this one clocking in at about 50 miles an hour. Not sure on confirmed tornado reports. I haven't seen anything. I haven't heard anything in the backside. There very well could have been. It was really pronounced there for a minute, so I wouldn't be surprised. If we go back a few scans, wouldn't be surprised if there wouldn't have been some sort of tornado there, but I don't have any confirmation of that just yet. And I know the team in the background that's listening and watching. Not sure if you can see anything in the NWS chat or not, if there's anything that got confirmed out of that one. But still, I can still watch that area just to the southeast of Defiance. Some not as tight rotation, but still embedded, and we'll have to watch that one as well. So heed the advice if you're in the severe thunderstorm warning that it could go a tornado warning very quickly. So just make sure you heed that advice as well, and be ready to take shelter if you're in the severe thunderstorm warning, this northern severe thunderstorm warning, northwestern severe thunderstorm warning, northern Putnam County, southeastern Defiance, northeastern Paulding, and southeastern Henry. It goes until 8 o'clock. And again, they got this clocking at, they're saying moving east at 65 now, 65 miles an hour with that storm cell. So there we go again, a little bit of rotation there. You kind of see it starting to try to hook up just a little bit. So I'll go back to reflectivity. It's not quite there yet, but we're going to have to continue to watch that. Our eyes are down here on this southern flanking storm that looked more pronounced at one point. So if you're just joining us, I'll kind of go back out. Ohio news and weather. It's a Tuesday night. We love our Tuesday nights. We love being with you here for severe weather. We had the first kind of wave come through a little bit ago. Kind of interesting. Indiana counties dropped the watch, and then they reissued the watch. So that was very interesting for portions of them. But we do have 2 tornado warnings in progress right now, and there is some other severe thunderstorm warnings up by the Cleveland area and Mahoning County. Those should be done soon, but we're not going to really dive into those at this point due to having the tornado warnings on the board. Looking back at some of the damage reports with this storm cell that's going on right now, we see amateur radio reported, what is this one? 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts, and then another one 61. And then we've had some hail reports also coming back here, hail up to quarter size, and some other hail there by the emergency manager, and then some flooding back wave with this. I'm sure we're going to see more of this as it continues to move through. I know earlier with all right, we're going to block the user talking about something that I have no idea what they're talking about. But earlier, as that one storm cell moved through, we seen a lot of power lines down across north central Ohio. Sandusky County in particular had a ton of power lines go down earlier with some storm cells. So, sorry about that. Just typing something into the team, trying to get some confirmation on whether they've seen anything there on the back with some of those other tornadoes. Some people are saying possibly confirmed, but not seeing that at this point. So, let's flip over here to velocity. I want to look at just something here. Yeah, there's still a little bit embedded rotation, but again, that's really let up. Same thing for the southern tornado warning right now. So they still have elected to keep this both tornado warnings active. They have not expired them early. They are still active, and I don't know if they're going to leave it for another 10 minutes or not. The northern one, that one's pretty much moved out. So in Defiance, we can't give you it all clear just yet, but it's pretty much moved past you. However, since there is a tornado warning, we're going to keep that. We're going to not give you the all clear just yet on that, because depending on where you're at in Defiance, there is still a little bit of broad rotation there to the north east portion of the city limits, if you will, right along 24, kind of right here in this box, right out here. So as I was saying just a few minutes ago, if you're joining us, we do have a few severe thunderstorm warnings, and we have 2 tornado warnings. The good thing for those tornado warnings is the storms look like they have died down. The rotation looks like it's died down tremendously. You are probably seeing a lot of lightning right now over these storms. Let me flip that back on for you real quick. It just kind of gets in the way. Let me go ahead and flip on the lightning real quick here. So you can kind of see a ton of lightning with this. And so you're probably getting a pretty good light show. The sun is starting to set. And again, we're going to have to see how much energy becomes with this, and see if this becomes more outflow dominant, and see if we just kind of get into some straight line damaging winds and or lose most of the energy as well. This isn't as bowing as it was when it first started a little while ago as it moved into Ohio. So I'll turn off the lightning, but do got a lot of lightning with that, and it's just so interesting to see that. And let me see if I can put this into motion for you, kind of as it tracked through here. Kind of see that nice bowing structure real tight. I'll back that up and I'll see if I can pause it real quick. You can kind of see it, that bowing structure real kind of tight right there, and definitely some rotation. But as it's moved off here at 60 mile an hour, you can see it's becoming more of a linear threat. So that's kind of what we're hoping for here as it moves forward. So I'm going to flip over here to Cleveland here and give you a little bit of an update on this storm. So if you're in Cleveland, let me go ahead and load up the radar real quick for you guys. Well, we got a quick pause here. Kind of see this line coming in over the lake. This line here is warned, so downtown Cleveland, you're under a severe thunderstorm warning. This goes until 8 o'clock. They're saying 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts pretty much being the threat with that one coming on shore. So North Royalton, Twinsburg, if you're all in those areas, you need to make sure that you're just inside and away from windows, because you're probably getting a pretty good light show and some pretty good wind with that one. The Mahoning County storm has moved out of Ohio right now, and so that one's out. That's off into Indiana. Right now we're getting reports that there is around 82,000 people in Ohio without power right now. Isn't that crazy? I want to say crazy, but isn't that something? You can track the power outages with us as well if you would like. You can always look at our weather app, and I'll turn that on here real quick. You can download Ohio News and Weather in your app store, if you will, and you can download that and follow the power outages right along with us as it continues to come through. I'll see if I can't bring that up for my friends at poweroutages.us. See where the most power outages are going on. I know North Central Ohio is definitely something. Actually, more towards Cleveland. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Let's see here if I can get my other. Yeah, Cleveland really being the worst right now. So crazy going on with that. Happy birthday, John. I'll say that. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. All right, real quick before we get into the power outages, the northern tornado warning is gone. Go back to radar here. So this northern one, it hasn't dropped off the screen yet, and it may not, but this one is gone. It is expired early. I just got the update on that. So just be advised of that right now. This northern one is gone, and the southern one is now gone. So that is gone. No more tornado warnings in Ohio at this time. There they go. All right, so no more tornado warnings right now, which is a good sign. So if you're just joining us, no tornado warnings. We'll take it. We like that. We are tornado warning free as of right now. We have 2 severe thunderstorm warnings in our coverage area. Well, to watch some of these other ones, again, I think we're going to lose a lot of the instability right now because I think we're going to see most of it start to calm down a little bit. The atmosphere has worked over a little bit ahead of this one, north central Ohio, so we'll have to see what happens as this continues to tap into some of that energy, or not, if you will, in north central Ohio. I really don't think we're going to see a ton of that going on. So give me 1 second. Let's see if I can, well, maybe. Hey, here we go. Power outages. Look at this, and I'll kind of look at it here for you. Let me go ahead and drag it up here a little bit bigger so you can see it for you. Looking at my main monitor here. So looking here from power outages, our friends at poweroutages.us, 82,000 people without power in Ohio right now. Number one county, almost 50,000 people in Cuyahoga County. And so along the lakeshore, really, that has knocked some power out. They kind of get with a 1-2 punch going on. Sandusky County, I'm surprised not as many people are out with Sandusky County. I know there's a ton of lines down earlier. Portions of Ottawa County got about 500, 600 people out there, about 300 people in Sandusky County, 650 or so in Seneca County. And here in Lorain County, about 12,000 people. Cuyahoga County being our number one winner right now at 48,000. Geauga County, 4,000. Lake County, 7,000. Ashtabula County, 6,000. And then, obviously, these storms that just rolled through in Defiance got about 500 and 200 people out in Paulding County. We have a new tornado warning right now for Allen and Putnam counties. So just as I said that, we have a new tornado warning. You can hear my phone going off, too. So there is a new tornado warning that we have. And let me go ahead and bring back open the radar for you here. And bring back open the other product. There we are. So we do have a new tornado warning in progress. Just come out. So a little bit more rotation here. So for portions of Allen County, so it's on that southern flank, if you will, which is always the concerning one, the more concerning one. Let's go ahead and turn that back in. Here we go. So that southern flank, just outside of Fort Jennings and Kalida, we do have a new tornado warning for you, and we'll get that populated here in just a moment. It should come up on your screen here anytime. There it goes right now. Don't worry, this back one is expired. So it's still there because it's got another minute or so, but that back one is expired. We only have one tornado warning here, and here it is. This goes until 8:15, moving at about 50 miles an hour. So let's go ahead and read the text for you here. National Weather Service has issued a tornado warning for southern Putnam County and northeastern Allen County until 8:15. Right now it's over Ottoville, or 7 miles north of Delphos, moving southeast at 50 miles an hour. Radar indicated rotation with this one. The storm will hit right around Columbus Grove in about 10 minutes. Other locations that may be impacted with the storm, Vaughnsville, Beaver Dam, Cairo, Rimmer, Fort Jennings, Rockport, Gomer, Rushmore, and Cloverdale. So again, this includes Interstate 75 between mile markers 131 and 141. Again, if you're in this tornado warning, you need to seek shelter, get to the lowest level of your house, put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. So this is our newest tornado warning that we have just come in. We were tornado warning free for a minute, but this has tightened up just a little bit. And if we put back into our regular velocity or reflectivity mode, you kind of see that hook right there outside of Ottoville. That's right where we're looking. So if we kind of look at this, I'll kind of circle it here. This is kind of that area of rotation we continue to look at just outside of Ottoville, right across, running right across State Route 224, right in that particular area. So I'm just checking a few things here, see if we got any confirmation on any tornadoes in the back. And I don't know if some of the folks in the background can check NWS chat, or it could be crickets in there for all I know. But if you could check that, that'd be great. All right. So, yeah, we're kind of looking at that. Again, Columbus Grove in about 10 minutes. This thing is really trucking along. I like that. It's really, really, really trucking along. So have to really watch that as it moves forward here. Let's go ahead and see if I can put a little bit of a pull on this one. It's moving at 50. It's really trucking along. So we'll go about 50. And we'll put some times on it here. We'll go there. They're saying it's 10 minutes or so. So, hey, this is some times for you if it holds together. But Bluffton is in this. So 21 minutes to Bluffton, 20 minutes to Beaver Dam, Columbus Grove, 11 minutes, probably about 10 minutes now. And Kalida, you got to remember, radar is a little bit in the post, so it's moved up a little bit further. So Kalida, it's right over top of you if you're in the tornado warning, although seems like most of the rotation is to the south of you. Again, Columbus Grove, you got about 10 minutes, less than that now. I'd say about 7 or 8. And Beaver Dam, about 19 minutes. Again, it's moving quickly here. You kind of see it updated. And let me go ahead and clear the track for you on that particular storm. but it is continuing to move off. And kind of an interesting storm cell here. You can kind of see some of this rotation. We got a couple areas of rotation that we're looking at. We're looking here just to the south of Kalida, but we're also looking on back here in Ottoville, starting to creep its little head up right now as well. So we're kind of seeing a little bit of a couplet if we look on regular velocity. This one not as pronounced as it was a few minutes ago, but we're starting to see this one in Ottoville maybe start to have a little bit of a couplet as well. So two areas there that we're watching, and I continue to look at off screen for you. So if you're joining us, we do have got the telestration tool going. If you're joining us, we have a tornado warning here. We do have a severe thunderstorm warning as well to the north of this that goes until 8 o'clock. This severe thunderstorm warning has it tagged tornado possible. So we are keeping an eye on that one as well. And I can tell you what, I'm seeing some things. Man, I don't know if anybody in the team can look at correlation coefficient for me. I'm seeing something there just to the north of Fort Jennings. Not sure if anybody's picking that up. So I'm not sure if anybody on the team can look at that for me. But just kind of looking at it, in this look, it doesn't look as pronounced. But yeah, a little bit. I'm looking at GR on the other screen, and yeah, it just kind of shows a little something there. So we'll have to wait and see. But nevertheless, if you're in it, make sure you are to the lowest level of your house. Put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. Hey, there's a new severe thunderstorm warning issued. So there's another severe thunderstorm warning way out ahead of this. Give me one quick second. I'm trying to... Wow, that was a really good lightning strike outside. Give me one quick second. I'm having to update some things because of where I work. They issued this other warning you just see on your screen. So, give me one quick second here. And just give me 1 second. Again, I'll be stepping away just 1 second. I'll be right back. All right, sorry about that. I had to update some things on the backside. I am so sorry. So stand by just for a moment. I had to alert some people with my job because they just got put in that new severe thunderstorm warning. I was hoping they'd clip it north of Tiffin, but they didn't. But anyway, all right, let's look at this tornado warning in progress here. Let's go ahead and get down here. We're getting some pretty good lightning where I'm at, too. I almost jumped me. I almost jumped out of my chair. All right, so pretty good rotation going on here, just to the south of Ottoville, kind of right here by Kalida. So we do have a tornado warning if you're just joining us here till 8:15. This is moving about 50 miles an hour, slowed down just a couple miles an hour. This is for southern Putnam County and northeastern Allen County. And by the way, this does not include the city of Lima. So if you're in Lima, this does not include you, but it does include cities like Columbus Grove, portions of Bluffton, depending on where you're at, and Beaver Dam and Ottoville, obviously, in Kalida. So it does include some of those towns. Cairo also, I think I'm saying that right, as well. So if you're in that area, you need to make sure you're seeking shelter. But again, this does not include the city of Lima at this point for this tornado warning. So we do have some people in the comments for you. You may be hearing tornado warnings in portions of Allen County, depending on how the sirens are segmented or not segmented throughout the county. Every siren policy is different in Ohio. So it's quite crazy what's going on there with that. We do have that new severe thunderstorm warning. I do want to call some attention to that because it's considerable. It's called severe thunderstorm warning, and it's tagged a little bit differently. So this one says wind gusts up to 70 miles an hour. So they have this at a considerable tag. And again, as it goes until 8:30, they're saying the storm motion is moving very quickly at about 70 miles an hour. So we have to keep that in mind if you're out ahead of this. So they went ahead and Cleveland National Weather Service basically took over, and it doesn't surprise me that they issued a large polygon. So this is a new warning office. So they went ahead and really issued it out 2 counties based on, they're saying, moving at 70 miles an hour. So we're kind of flipping that over a little bit. So that northern flank storm, this severe thunderstorm warning that goes until 8 o'clock, this one was tagged tornado possible. And even in this northern one, they don't have it tagged tornado possible, but they do have the damage tag as considerable. So with the damage tag as considerable, that means wind gusts up to 70 miles an hour. So we could see a little bit more with that. So very impressive here. Very impressive comma heads feature with this as well. So, man, it's starting to bow out just a little bit. I was hoping, and I was kind of saying I'm hoping the atmosphere got worked over, and it didn't. So a little bit of boom boom going on here. A little bit with this. So again, we're kind of in the middle of radar sites, and we're in the middle of National Weather Service offices. So if you are in the tornado warning, you may be hearing sirens in portions of Allen County, including the city of Lima, but you are not in the warning. Depends again on how those sirens are working in that particular county. But again, some broad rotation here, and again, we're kind of at the mercy. Let me see if I can flip over to something else here. Kind of at the mercy here with some embedded rotation, and again, not as pronounced. But let's take a look up here. You can see this wind, and I'm kind of looking at a different product now, but I'm looking at storm relative velocity. But man, look at this wind over Deschler right now. So if you're in Deschler, look at that. Let me flip over here to another product. Really, really some stronger winds in the Deschler area, as well as we look at some of these other products that I flip around to. Let me see, get my little probe going here. So 50, some of these are peaking up at 60. I've seen a 60 peak there, 58, 59. So in Deschler, some really, really strong winds heading into portions of Wood County and portions of Hancock County. Probably stay more in Wood County. So if you're in Bowling Green, heads up to you. Really, really crazy. And Deschler, really, really crazy with some of those winds. So if you're in Findlay, heads up to you. If you're in North Baltimore, just to the north of that, Bowling Green, heads up to you. They have this thing tagged as considerable damage, so make sure that you are getting inside out of this one, because really it's going to be kind of like earlier. Depending on where you're at, you're really getting rocked with some winds. And again, we're kind of in a radar dead zone right now. We're kind of in between, so it's kind of crappy. Flash flood warnings going up on the board too now for up by Cleveland. So if you're in Cuyahoga County, Geauga County, or Lake, flash flooding caused by thunderstorms now up there as well. So kind of got a lot going on here. We do have a little bit of a remnant of a severe thunderstorm warning just outside of a Cleveland area for portions of Cuyahoga County. For all intents and purposes, we are not going to be covering that one. We still have this tornado warning on the board. So if you're just joining us, I'll kind of zoom out. This is kind of what we're looking at. We're in a little bit of a radar dead zone. I'm going to flip over to the other radar here in just a minute. But looking here at some things, we do have a tornado warning and a few severe thunderstorm warnings. Let's look at the tornado warning once again. This goes until 8:15. And again, this is for portions of Allen County, but does not include Lima. So again, until 8:15, but does not include Lima. I'm waiting for an update on this warning. They're kind of late on the update with this one, but it's moving southeast at 50 miles an hour. Again, radar indicated rotation for portions of southern Putnam and northeastern Allen counties. So kind of zooming in here back into this area, it is kind of widespread, if you will, and we're not hearing much again out of the National Weather Service out of northern Indiana, which has issued the tornado warning. Not hearing much about it. Kind of very scattered rotation. I think, I don't know. I kind of trying to figure out where or if they're going to continue this or expire the warning with this. But hey, looking back up here into Bowling Green, just south of Bowling Green, your world's going to get rocked with some pretty good wind. So make sure that you are inside and away from windows. Getting reports coming into the newsroom, if you will, coming into the weather room right now. Multiple reports of poles down in the community of Scott in Van Wert County. So we talked about that earlier. I called out Scott earlier, if you will, and by Haley, I forgot what the other one, Haviland, there it is. I called out earlier that area potentially having a correlation coefficient or debris ball on it earlier. Potentially, maybe that's where there's been some tornado damage. We'll have to wait and see, but we're getting reports of poles down in that area just south of Van Wert and Paulding County. So again, right now we do have a couple things going on here. I'm going to zoom out here and show you the radar. The one thing I'm trying to I'm getting some live time reports, so give me 1 second. I'm kind of deciphering those here on what I'm going to share and what I'm not going to share. We got two things going on. Let me flip back over here. So if you are in Wood County, this thing's moving quickly, 65 to 70 mile an hour storm, but we're also seeing 70 mile an hour wind gusts. So if you were in Wood County, portions of northern Hancock County, Sandusky County, and portions of Seneca County, this line is getting ready to rock your world, and it's moving very, very quickly. It's approaching I-75, so this is starting to be more of a wind threat. You can kind of see where I'm putting that line, and it's moving, and it's trucking. So give me 1 second, and I'll come back to that feature in just a minute. Let's clear this, and then let's look at down here. Let's go back into the tornado warning. So this tornado warning that we have going on until 8:15, we do have for southern Putnam County and northeastern Allen County. Again, does not include the city of Lima. We have not seen an update on this particular storm. A new severe thunderstorm warning is coming shortly for Findlay. Cleveland is currently discussing if there's rotation embedded in that storm for Findlay. So we're looking at that. We'll be looking at that here in just a minute. All right, going to zoom in just south of Columbus Grove. So if we're looking at the Columbus Grove area, you see this donut hole? This is where the rotation would be. Now, we have had some reports coming in from the Emergency Management Agency probably about 7 minutes ago saying there was some rotation south of Ottawa, so the town of Ottawa. So we're looking at that. So you kind of see this donut hole right here just outside of Columbus Grove. If you're in Columbus Grove, you need to be in your tornado-safe shelter, get to the lowest level of your house, and put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. So they are looking again at potentially continuing this particular tornado warning. The National Weather Service in Cleveland takes over here for Hancock County, so they're looking at that to see if it's going to be issued or not. So again, if you are in the tornado warning, you need to be in your tornado-safe shelter. Likely this is rain-wrapped. You're not going to be able to see it. Again, you see this little donut hole, so if there is some rotation kind of embedded here, you're not going to be able to see it. So you need to be in your tornado-safe shelter and put as many walls between you and the outside as possible and get to the lowest level of your house. Again, moving southeast at about 50 miles an hour, so this thing is trucking. It does not include the city of Lima. Lima's sirens may be going off. It just depends on the county siren policy. And if one portion of the county sometimes gets a tornado warning, they set the sirens off for the entire county. So it just depends. So a lot of you watch from Lima, so we do want to call that out. But this thing is really moving and trucking. Let's go ahead and I'm going to track the whole line and probably get in trouble while doing it. But we got this moving here. You kind of see it's moving east to southeast, but they're saying 88 at 69 miles an hour. So let's go ahead and track this and kind of get a time on it. And let's go ahead and just kind of, I hate doing the bow, but let's go ahead and track the leading. Of course, that's not going to work. The one day I need it to work, it doesn't work. There we go. Okay. So this is going to be a really rough estimate, by the way. But this thing is trucking at 60. Let's go back here. About 69, it said at 88. So we're moving about 69. So here we go. So some big cities into this. Bowling Green, this is kind of right on top of your doorstep. Findlay, you got about 6 minutes before this hits you, probably a little less than that. If you're in Tiffin, 23 minutes until it hits you, 25 minutes in Fremont. Clyde, 30 minutes. So I'm located between Clyde and Fremont. 30 minutes for you, 37 minutes to Bellevue, 44 minutes if it holds together to Willard, 47 minutes to Norwalk, and 50 minutes if it holds together until it hits the city of Huron. So if you're out ahead of this, you need to make sure that you're taking this seriously, especially if you're in that severe thunderstorm warning for portions of Wood County, Hancock County, and Sandusky and Wood. We do have a new severe thunderstorm warning. New severe thunderstorm warning, I'm assuming. No tornado tag. So I'm listening to my weather radio go off in the background. So give me 1 second. I'm trying to, I guess I could just look at my phone. That would do it. Hey, if anybody knows Barbara apparently has my phone number and tried to get a loan. But Barbara apparently likes it. All right, Crawford County, Hancock County, Seneca County, and Wyandotte County. New severe thunderstorm warning for you, 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts. So they did not tag it tornado possible whatsoever. So, but we do have to keep in mind that this is trucking. So what this tells us, and you'll see the new warning come up here shortly, what this tells us is pretty much they're going to let this tornado warning expire. And I'm going to flip radars now. I've been waiting to do that, but I'm going to flip it now because we're moving into the coverage area of Cleveland. So here's that new warning, and that new warning just to the south of the other one. You can see Findlay is getting ready to rock your world here in just a minute. And we still have to be considered by some of this embedded rotation. If anything, it'd be just outside of Columbus Grove right now. Let's go ahead and flip over to velocity. Very messy, very murky. So not seeing a ton of rotation on this. Now, it could be rain wrap, so you're not going to be able to see it anyway. We're in this radar dead zone. We don't have radars that really do a very good job of covering this area. So we are looking very high in the atmosphere. So if it's a low-level type tornado, if it's lower in the atmosphere, or if we're not seeing the rotation at the lower levels, we're kind of blind in this area. So that is one thing we have to keep in mind as well. So just kind of review what we got going on for the main line here. We only have a flash flood warning in the rest of Ohio besides these two. So let's go ahead and kind of review what we got. I'm going to flip back over to the reflectivity product. Let's start off with this northern severe thunderstorm. They just updated the tornado warning too. You just seen it trim back. So we do have this severe thunderstorm warning that goes until 8:30. They did tag this considerable, which means winds up to 70 miles per hour. So there is a severe thunderstorm warning here for Seneca County, Sandusky County, southern Wood County, northern Hancock County until 8:30. 70-mile-an-hour wind gusts. And again, they tagged this considerable for a wind threat. The northern warning that we're looking at, we'll see if they update that. It looks like it's died down just a little bit as far as the actual winds go. We're not seeing on reflectivity, and let's take the motion out of the storm, we're not seeing as pronounced winds as we were seeing with this one. Still pretty heavy, but I don't know if we're quite up to 70 anymore with that one. Let's continue down the line. Let's look at the southern warning that they just issued, the severe thunderstorm warning. This one's a little bit different. This severe thunderstorm warning is for southwestern Seneca County, so basically the rest of Seneca County, portions of Wyandotte County, western Crawford County, and Hancock County. It goes until 8:45. They got this moving at 60 mile an hour with 60 mile an hour wind gusts. All right, so we have that warning as well. And then finally, we have the tornado warning that is still active. So this tornado warning goes until 8:15. They just trimmed this back a little bit, and they just updated this. So a tornado warning remains in effect until 8:15 for southeastern Putnam and northeastern Allen counties. Again, this does not include the city of Lima. You may be hearing sirens in the rest of Allen County, particularly Lima, but it does not include Lima. At 8:05, again, the storm is located right near Columbus Grove, or 7 miles southwest of Bluffton, moving southeast at 50 miles an hour. Radar indicated rotation. So again, you need to make sure that you get to the lowest level of your house, put as many walls between you and the outside as possible with this particular tornado warning. It's still active. We're not seeing a bunch of rotation, but it's still enough that they're going to keep it going for another 8 minutes or so. We're seeing some very broad rotation with this. So we are looking at that, and we're starting to finally get some damage reports coming in. Earlier, we're seeing some of these. You guys see here, power poles down on Dutch John Road by Van Wert County Emergency Management. They've reported that into the National Weather Service. Starting to see those storm reports coming in. And I believe, I don't know if I have a second one there or not. No, I don't. But just outside of Scott, we're seeing some damage really come in outside of Scott. Earlier, I had mentioned, if you were watching earlier, I mentioned the possibility of a debris ball potentially there. Not sure if that matched up with timing or not, but it looked there for a second. I saw something, and that's when we said, Haviland and Scott, you need to be in your tornado-safe shelter. So kind of looking here at the coverage of this, if you're in that tornado warning, again, get to the lowest level of your house, put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. Also, what you need to keep in mind here, we're looking at some wind gusts reports, so that northern storm, even in the Putnam County, we're seeing, a few minutes ago, we only seen a 53 mile an hour wind gust. So that's a good thing. Dutch John Road, again, where I just showed you that, considerable damage coming in, it looks like, in that area, just out by Scott. So that's what we're looking like there. The first round of storms, it looks like we have in Erie, Pennsylvania, outside of our coverage area, a tree fell on a house. And let's see, National Weather Service will not be issuing any warnings from the tornado. Hardin County will not be issuing any warnings from the TOR. So that looks like they're not going to continue the warning. So coming out of the National Weather Service, it looks like they're going to let this warning expire in 5 minutes and be done with it. Right now, they just have a special weather statement going on for 50 mile an hour wind gusts north of Kenton. So it looks like, for all intents and purposes, they're going to let that roll and not issue anything for tornado warning for Hardin County. So I just turned on the special weather statement box. Very light area here. They did issue the special weather statement for, they're saying, wind gusts up to 45. So I'll turn that back off because it's cluttering up the radar. And I'm also going to turn off the watches. Kind of zoom that out as well. Clean up the radar here a little bit. All right. So if you're joining us, one of the good things, I guess, if there is a good things, is that we're seeing kind of more of a linear threat. All right. So we're seeing more of a wind threat. The National Weather Service has said they're not going to reissue the tornado warning. They've told that to media partners, so not going to issue the tornado warning. So in Hardin County and even the southern tip of Hancock County, they've issued a special weather statement, wind gusts about 45 miles an hour, up to 50 at some spots, but the tornado warning they're not going to reissue. However, they're going to let the tornado warning run its course for the next 5 minutes or so and let it expire. So we do, I don't want to say that that's not relevant anymore, but they are just going to let that one expire and not reissue it, so they're not seeing anything right now. Now, looking back here in Indiana, well, we got a minute. Those of you in Van Wert County, for our friends in Van Wert County and maybe portions of Paulding County, depending on where you're at, you see this severe thunderstorm warning, and the reason I bring this up is it's moving its way into Ohio. And let's take a look inside of this, shall we? We see deep, dark purples. Looks like a lot of hail coming out of that, out of Fort Wayne, Indiana, just to the south of Fort Wayne, moving into Ohio here shortly in portions of Van Wert County, and may get a little bit into Mercer County and maybe even Paulding County as well. But lots, ooh, look at that. Radar just updated. And deep, dark purple, lots of hail going on there with that particular storm cell. So heads up to you if you're in Van Wert County. You're not done yet. You could have another line here coming through as well. So still getting some damage reports and lots of damage reports coming in out of the Scott area. You're starting to see them populate some more. You see on both sides of Scott. This one's from the emergency manager. And then on the other side of town, several reports of power lines down in and around Scott. So there's a lot of damage reports coming in the Scott area. All right, I'm going to flip back over to the Cleveland radar site, kind of review what we got going on. We have a tornado warning. It's in effect for another 2 minutes. That tornado warning will be allowed to expire on time. They are not reissuing the tornado warning. National Weather Service is not reissuing it. Out ahead of this, in Hardin County, you have a special weather statement for wind gusts up to 50 miles an hour. Good thing is this is turning more into a linear threat. So hopefully it starts to die down. That tornado threat starts to die down. If we look at our velocity, that's even terrible to look at. Let's look at SRV real quick. We're starting to get into more of, we're starting to get into some more of a linear threat with storms. Kind of see this embedded wind moving each direction. It's starting to calm down, which is a good sign. We're not seeing a bunch of peak gusts. Even looking at the weather stations throughout the area, we're not seeing a bunch of peak gusts. Maybe, just maybe, out of rising sun, you're seeing maybe a little bit more stronger winds that's moving into Sandusky County that you'll see there, but not a ton there. It's dying down overall. So we'll take it as a weakening threat. I'm surprised that the atmosphere is still keeping these going. The sun has set, and we are starting to lose some of that energy. The atmosphere was worked over here a little bit ago with the first round of storms, and it's kind of surprising that it kept going. So the tornado warning is expired. So we do not have any tornado warnings now. All right, so for the record, we are tornado warning free. We have 2 severe thunderstorm warnings and a flash flood warning right now on the board. We got another round coming in at Fort Wayne in just a few minutes. So while we got a chance, I'm going to reset because we are tornado warning free, kind of zoom out, show you what's going on. I'm going to turn on the next rad, or I'm going to turn on the base composite, kind of see this line as this front dives south. Talked a little bit about some hail over Fort Wayne that probably affect Van Wert County, but you can kind of see this line as it dives towards the south. So we do have a flash flood warning. Let's go ahead and look at that real quick. Oh, we got a chance. This one just came out, and you don't see that too often up here. So a flash flood warning goes until 11 o'clock. It's something we really don't see that often in this particular area. For northeastern Cuyahoga County, west central Geauga County, and southwestern Lake County, they got a flash flood warning. This was reported because the local fire chief reported thunderstorms producing heavy rains across the area. Between 1 and 1.5 inches of rain have fallen. Flash flooding is ongoing or expected to begin. So this is public safety reported. So flash flood warning is going on there right now. So this is an observed flash flood warning. We do have another flash flood warning that was just issued. Holy crap. All right, so this is Megagon here from National Weather Service Cleveland. So they do have I was just put the whole northern portion of Ohio under flash flood warning. So this is a new flash flood warning, goes until midnight tonight. That it just came out. And you can kind of see that portions of Lorain County, Erie County in particular, Cuyahoga County, let's go ahead and read the text of this one. Erie County, Lorain County, and Cuyahoga County until midnight. Again, flash flooding is ongoing or expected to begin shortly. They're saying rainfall amounts 1 to 2 inches with this. So another flash flood. So the megagons are here from the Cleveland National Weather Service, and we have an inside joke with that. Very large polygons. So we do have flash flooding going on until midnight tonight for those areas because of the heavy rainfall. 1 to 2 inches falling per hour. That's pretty strong. So biggest thing is do not drive through flooded roadways. Make sure that you turn around. Don't drown, please. Don't be stupid. And don't put the lives of first responders in jeopardy because you decided to be stupid and drive in flooded roadways. Pretty straightforward, to the point, and simple. People make that mistake all the time. They think they can get through it, or they go around the barricades. That is just stupid. And then you put somebody else's life at danger. I think they should charge people for that. I really do. And I say that because we have first responders that put their life on the line for somebody doing something completely stupid. And especially if you go around a barricade, I think you should be charged. Anyway, so 71, we're getting reports here on 71 south beyond 25th Street, West 25th Street. The right lane is blocked on 71 in Cuyahoga County. The right lane is blocked on the ramp of I-90 east to State Route 176 and south at I-90 due to flooding. And the right lane is blocked on I-90 east on Chester Avenue, or at Chester Avenue, due to flooding as well. So a lot of flash flooding going on, as we just talked about, going on up there. So Cuyahoga County is getting rocked at this particular moment with all of those flash floods going on. So right now, let's back up here. We talked about the flash flooding, and you know my stance on driving around barricades during flash flooding because we don't want to put other people's lives in danger because of a stupid mistake. They need to teach that more, but common sense has seemed to go on in the wayside with some things. Severe thunderstorm warning here. This goes until 8:30. We'll have to wait and see what happens with this too, because that's only 10 more minutes. So I'm very curious to see what happens with this. This is going at 60 mile an hour. They still have this tag considerable. They're saying max wind gust is 70 miles an hour. Not 100% sure if I believe that anymore. It seems to have died down just a tad bit, but it's still going to be a little bit windy out. And we'll have to see what they do here. They got about 10 more minutes, and I'm not sure if this is slowed down quite a bit or not, but we'll have to wait and see what happens here. To me, it's like the front is stalled or as just a little bit because it's not moving as fast as it was. And this other severe thunderstorm warning to the south here, this goes until 8:45. And they're still saying moving at 60. And this southern one here for portions of Hancock, Wyandotte, Crawford, and southwestern Seneca goes until 8:45. Waiting for the updates on these because I'm not so sure that they are moving as quickly as they say they are now. It looks like it's really starting to die out, which is a good thing. We'll take it. Really looks like it's starting to puke. So what I mean by that is the storm looks like it's gonna it's like it's really slowed down, and we'll have to wait and see if it even continues here because to me the winds have really greatly diminished, and we'll have to see what happens here. Turns into more, looks like it's just going to turn into more of a general thunderstorm with all of this. So looking here again, even reports around portions of northern Ohio, we're hoping these start to dwindle down just a little bit. Hey, State Route 51 in both directions on County Road 151 in Elmore near the Ottawa-Sandusky County line is closed at this point because there's utility lines on the roadway. Doesn't surprise me. Earlier, I can tell you there's power lines that came down a lot of places in Sandusky County, and that report just come in there, State Route 51, where you get on the turnpike there by Elmore, is closed right here. So right in this general area, that is closed from probably the first round of storms with that. I see my favorite spammers back in the chat. There we go. We'll take care of you. And goodbye. All right. So, I'm going to zoom back out. Why we have a pause for the cause. I can tell you that the tornado warnings have been allowed to expire. So if you're just joining us, the tornado warnings are gone. They've expired. We are getting damage reports, I can tell you, from the area of Scott. So we kind of zoom into that area up here. Van Wert County Emergency Management has reported that, and I'm not sure if that's, Scott must be in both counties, I guess. I think it is. But Van Wert and Paulding County, so right here, I think it's right on the line, there's a lot of power poles down that they're reporting. So have to wait and see. Earlier they had a tornado warning there, so we'll have to wait and see what happens with that tomorrow when daylight comes up, see if they can see any more damage. That was, again, from the tornado warning that just happened. So hopefully, again, we're seeing the structure, the molecular, I guess, if we get into the molecular structure of the storm, starting to dwindle and die down. And hopefully this turns into more of just a, what we call straight line wind threat. But again, I'm starting to see it die off fairly quickly. It is raining pretty heavily. We do have, again, those flash flood warnings as well. I'm going to turn back on a couple things. I'm going to pop the, let's see if I can pop a couple things on here. Looking at the dew points out ahead of this, still pretty muggy in most of the areas, 61. Let's look at the air temperatures. I'm going to pop those on the screen here, kind of see what we got going on with air temperatures. Hey, there we go. So air temperatures there. Let's take a look here. 64 mile an hour, 64, 63 air temperatures out. So still fairly warm. It didn't cool off too much behind that. These are some of the METAR stations coming in as well. So we do have a severe watches that are up on the board. We'll probably start to see the ones in Indiana start to dwindle down, but we do have 2 areas of a severe thunderstorm watch, basically for portions in the IWX area. Let's go ahead and draw that real quick. So pretty much this way, this goes until midnight tonight. This one, a little bit different. This one goes until 9 p.m., and we'll have to wait and see if they reissue that. I'm not sure with that. We'll have to wait and see. But this one over here to the right goes until 9 o'clock, and this one goes until midnight tonight over here. That is not what I wanted to do. And I did it again. And I did it again. And I did it again. I'll get it right someday. Just give me 1 second. Sorry to flash here. All right. So got some thunderstorm wind damage there in Defiance County earlier about 6 o'clock. Must have been from the other round. Looks like they got a 63 mile an hour gust in there as well. All right, we're going to look here. Fort Wayne. We're going to look at this storm cell back by Fort Wayne because off-screen meteorologists are looking at this for me on our team. So they're telling me to just take a peek at it. And let's go ahead and take a look here. Let me zoom back over to the other radar site and look at here. Let's take a small looky here. Yeah. Let me flip over to SRV. Yeah, I can see what they're saying. Look at that. So, hey, heads up to you guys, really in Van Wert County. I hate to say that. But we're going to watch this one pretty intently. We're looking here at some rotation, not tight, but definitely rotating a little bit, starting to have a little bit of that hook. So you kind of see that hook coming in. Sorry, the arrow was a little bit off there, but kind of see that hook coming into there. So, boy, here we go again. I'll get it. I do not know why that's doing that to me. I give up on that. my keyboard shortcuts aren't working as they should be. All right, I'm just going to do it the old-fashioned way so I don't keep confusing you. All right, so we are looking here at this particular storm cell. Having a little bit of a couplet there, so we're watching that pretty intensely. Ooh, holy moly. Oh, outflow boundary and couplet, holy moly. Look at this comma. All right, so we're in Indiana, by the way. Oh boy, that gets me all warm and fuzzy inside. All right, so let's look at the base velocity here on this one. Really starting to couple it now. Looks quite squirrely to me. So we'll have to wait and see what they're doing. But look at that. How nice is that? I guess it's not nice for some of you, but really starting to take shape here. I'm going to put the radar into motion, loop that up a little bit. But we're watching that one. We'll have to wait and see what they decide to do. And it's kind of northern Indiana, a little bit crickets on that. So we'll have to wait and see here what happens. But we are watching that. We do have those other 2 severe thunderstorm warnings, but I'm not seeing a bunch come out of there as well. Let me go ahead and zoom in on this one. Again, we're talking about this one because this is going to be impacting portions of Van Wert County. So this is kind of an early heads up to you watching in Van Wert County. So looks like, from what we can see, they went special weather statement. And they're saying wind gusts up to 55 miles an hour with this particular storm. But we're watching that. They might have issued that before they seen this new hook come on. So we're watching that. So we'll keep an eye on that. Back over here to Cleveland real quick. These warnings have been dropped down to what's called a regular severe thunderstorm warning. Considerable threat has been removed. We'll wait and see. We got 1 minute left on one of them here. This northern one for portions of Seneca County, Wood County, just a sliver of Hancock County and Sandusky County. This one expires in 1 minute. I'm probably going to say they're going to let that one go. Probably both of them. The southern one, the southern flank one, goes until 8:45, and looks like that's the stronger portion of the storm now anyway. But again, for southwestern Seneca, Wyandotte, western Crawford, and southeastern Hancock counties, this one goes until 8:45. And again, just a regular severe thunderstorm warning now, so it's not a considerable tagged severe thunderstorm warning. It is now just a regular severe thunderstorm warning. And I'll bet you the northern one is gone. You can see it just dropped. So if you are in that area, it's gone. It's over. And that's a good thing. The southern one, we'll see if they keep it up or not. All right. So while we got a little bit of pause, if you will, because I can tell you this southern severe thunderstorm warning, not much going on. I'm looking at it off screen. The winds have really died down. This storm has hit a wall. Like I said a few minutes ago, I think the sun went down. We've kind of lost some of that instability. All the dew points are still there. It looks like they hit a wall. So let's go back into Fort Wayne because this one looks a little bit more interesting or squabbly to me. Waiting for the update on this one. I'm very curious on what the next scan looks like. Getting some more thunderstorm damage out of Wood County. They're saying from that first line of storms, they're saying a healthy pine tree snapped. And that one happened about 6:54 p.m., which doesn't match up with timing, but 6:54 in Hoytville, Wood County. Or Hoytville, sorry. No, Hoytville. I got it right the first time. All right, so we're watching this storm couplet right here. There's no severe thunderstorm warning on it anymore. They elected to issue a special weather statement on it, but we are watching this very carefully for our friends coming into Van Wert County. So we're waiting to see the latest update on that, and that's what I'm really kind of sitting here waiting for the radar to update with you. The next scan is going to tell us quite a bit, and hopefully just kind of like a little kid here waiting to see if this scan becomes more outflow dominant or not. But man, that hook is, man, it's nice. It's there. It's really there. There's a little bit of debate whether Spotter Network has somebody reporting a tornado on this one or not. We're looking into that for you. So kind of doing a lot of things here behind the scenes. But man, that hook is something else. I don't know why the latest update ain't there yet. Come on, update. Let me refresh something here. Sometimes it takes a second. Let me flip back over to Cleveland and back. See if we can get that radar newest image to come in. There it goes. I don't know why it was such a laggy. National Weather Service servers have been crazy lately. Okay, so I was waiting for this scan. So this tells me it's more outflow dominant. So that hook is gone. So that's a good thing. Very good thing. You could see that hook is almost completely gone. And this is what we were waiting for. I was waiting for this scan to come in, the next scan, to see what it looked like. It looked like a lot of wind was picking up with it. We usually have to wait for a couple scans. No reports, by the way. I mentioned earlier that there was potentially a tornado report on Spotter Network. That is from earlier. That is not confirmed at all. That was from way earlier. One of our forecasters kind of looked at that. We will call him into the HR office later. Man, I can't get this. I don't know if we're having a radar product issue because I can't get anything to load right now. So give me 1 second. Radar just died on me completely. Okay, there's velocity. Let's give me base reflectivity. Give me velocity. There we go. All right, that's what I was looking for. All right, good. Very outflow dominant now. Very, very outflow dominant. So this one is starting to behave. Some pretty good winds with this. Right now, they're probably clocking in about 50 miles an hour. But this is becoming what we call outflow dominant. So this is good. That's a good sign for us. So we'll take it. We do have a new severe thunderstorm warning over for our friends in Cleveland, in that area, over in Akron, I should say. So we'll zoom over to this one here real quick. Yeah, definitely definitely a line there of some pretty good wind going on with this one. So this new severe thunderstorm warning for this storm basically over Brunswick. Let's go ahead and look at this one here. This goes until 9:15 tonight. So this is the newest severe thunderstorm warning. That goes until 9:15 for western Portage County, northeastern Medina County, northern Summit County, and again until 9:15. Right around Brunswick or Medina, moving east at 50 mile an hour, wind gusts up to 60 miles an hour, and quarter-size hail. So Emily says Route 4, just south of Attica, closed there for power lines down. Wouldn't be surprised. I'm not sure if that's Seneca County or that's Crawford County, depending on where it's at. Probably still Seneca County. But yeah, we're looking here a little bit. This other storm cell to the south, this other severe thunderstorm warning, it has another 10 minutes, and I think that's going to be expiring on time as well, because not seeing it anymore. That wind has really died down, and it really died off. And we're starting to see that happen. May see some isolated storms here as we go throughout the evening hours, but it's really starting to be in a dying trend, which is a good thing. They did issue again here, though, this new severe thunderstorm warning for this storm outside of Brunswick. You can kind of see some of this embedded wind going on. So some stronger wind gusts up to about 60 miles an hour right there, just to the south of Brunswick. So we're seeing that as well. Oh, good. Natural gas leak outside of Scott, Ohio, just north of Van Wert. That's always a good sign. Wow, a lot going on in Scott. We'll have to really keep an eye on that with what's going on in Scott. So I'm reading some of your comments now that I have a chance. Flash flooding again, pretty much in the Megagon here. Goes until midnight tonight for a ton of counties there in north central Ohio for Erie, Lorain, and portions of Cuyahoga County. Again, flash flooding due to rainfall amounts between a half an inch to 2 inches of rain have actually fallen, and we could see another 1 to 2 inches with this storm coming in off the lake as well. And then they have a little baby severe flash flood warning, which is a small gone. It goes until 11 p.m. So, all right, I'm going to zoom out here and kind of do kind of default view of what's going on. Severe weather is in a diminishing trend, and we are going to probably wrap up coverage because I don't see the need to stay live, which should tell most of you something. We do have a couple severe thunderstorm warnings. The one here for portions back in Seneca County, Wyandotte County, Crawford County, and portions of Hancock County, that one is pretty much dead. They do have it listed for another 7 minutes, but that one's pretty much over. The winds have really died down there, and I don't think they're going to issue another one out ahead of that. I could be wrong, but I think they would have done that by now. You are seeing a ton of lightning with these storm cells tonight. So we can put that back on here real quick, and I'll show you the lightning all across in almost every storm cell that we have. So it's going to be a pretty good light show. But pretty much for all intents and purposes, this thing, I want to say, is completely dead. You still could see some isolated storms that could be a little bit cranky up to 60 miles an hour. The good thing is the tornado threat has nearly died. So that's a very, very good thing. Can't say it's not impossible, but it's died significantly over the last hour. Once it hit kind of Wood County, especially with that one storm cell, it was pretty much over with the ones producing the damage coming in out of Scott right now. Speaking of that, man, poor Scott's going to get hit again right now. They're getting hit with some more rain right now, so keep the first responders in your thoughts there, because I'm not sure exactly what's going on, but a bunch of power poles and seeing natural gas leaks. We're seeing a bunch of damage possibly coming in out of that Scott area, and they're getting ready to get hit with some hail, it looks like, and some stronger winds embedded with this storm up to 50 miles an hour and some rain. So if you're in or near Scott, stay home and stay out of the way. Please do that. We want the first responders to be able to work and do their jobs. So please do that. Hats off, too, to the power crews. Power crews today have really getting their money's worth of power lines down and things. So kind of looking here at the latest numbers with that. I'll go ahead and pop up the latest numbers from power outages. .us. So here's from our friends at poweroutage.com or poweroutage.us. It looks like right now, 12 minutes ago, it looks like 75,000 customers without power throughout Ohio. And again, a majority of that coming in out of Lorain County and Cuyahoga County. Cuyahoga County has 37,000 people without power. About 7,000 in Lake County, 5,200 there in Geauga County, Ashtabula 5,500. Seneca County now up to 1,200 without power right now. So that's actually a pretty good chunk for Seneca County. Portions of Defiance County, 1,600. Paulding, about 300. Van Wert County, about 790 people without power right now. So definitely some pretty good power outages across northern Ohio. Look this up yourself if you'd like. You can look it up, poweroutage.us. Great website. Kudos to our friends there that keep track of this information. They kind of give you the summary down here. Ohio currently has the most power outages in the United States and ranks second for percentage of customers affected nationwide. Look at that. Ain't that crazy? Cleveland Public Power is the biggest one here tonight. So hats off to those folks. Hopefully they get their power restored very, very soon with that. All right, we're going to cease coverage, but thank you to all first responders and linemen and everybody, public safety. Thank you for what you do. If you're in the flash flooded areas, or if you see a flash flood or you see any flooding, turn around, don't drown, don't be stupid. Don't put other people's lives in danger. Got a public report of a quarter-size hail that come in just a few minutes ago here by Brunswick. Wouldn't be surprised. We're seeing that storm cell put a little bit of embedded wind. We're going to zoom on that real quick, but you can see some of these darker purples right here. Wouldn't be surprised to see 1-inch hail in that particular storm cell right now, just south of 271 and east coming to the west, of 77. Geography and me just doesn't work. You'll see they trim back some of the severe thunderstorm watches. Let me go ahead and see. I can show that to you. They dropped Sandusky County, Lucas County, Wood County, Ottawa County, Erie County, Lorain County, Cuyahoga County. So they did trim that back. Lake County, Geauga County, they did trim those out. Pretty much Ashtabula all the way up. So they pretty much trimmed that first line out quite extensively. So they're starting to drop that severe thunderstorm watch. Although this one here to the south only, that goes to 11 o'clock. The one out towards the other portion of the state, and this one over here goes until midnight. There's that southern one. Let's look at the northern one. That one goes until 11 too. Not sure if they reissued that till 11. That's kind of what it seems like to me. I think that was probably an update. They did drop some of these other counties out, but they reissued this until 11. That's look like what it just happened, because that was until 9 o'clock. So that's what it looks like to me. Check in on our storm cell one more time before we wrap up over near Scott and Van Wert County and Paulding County. Let's go ahead and zoom in on over there. Get that to load up real quick. Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe it's broke. Maybe I broke it. I might have broke it. Oh, there it goes. Definitely becoming outflow dominant, and we'll take that. More of a linear threat there. So that tornado threat is diminishing rapidly. So that's good. All right. Oh, now what? Oh, a new severe thunderstorm warning. Yippity skippity doo dah day. Hey, Cleveland decided to issue another quadruple here. Huge polygon. Out to the south of this. I'll read this text, but I'm not going to stay live for it because this is only embedded winds. So we do have a new severe thunderstorm warning that encompasses 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 counties in Ohio. So quadruple gone. I don't even know how many 8 octagon. All right, so the new severe thunderstorm warning goes until 9:30 for southwestern Huron County, Richland County, southeastern Seneca County, northeastern Marion County, northwestern Ashland County, eastern Wyandotte County, northeastern Morrow County, and Crawford County until 9:30. So this storm is located 7 miles southeast of Sycamore, moving 7 miles northwest of Bucyrus, moving east at 60 mile an hour. Wind gusts up to 60 miles an hour is the only threat with this. They don't have any hail threat embedded with this, and it's 60 mile an hour. So, all right, with that being said, our warnings, by the way, populate automatically to our Facebook page, and also you can always download our app. Let me turn on the app screen for you. You can always download our Ohio News and Weather app. Free in the App Store. You can track the storms with us, future radar, see power outages, all that fun stuff. You can see that on our app. Download the Ohio News and Weather app in the Google Play Store or Apple App Store. All right, we're ceasing coverage here for now. If we need to come back live, we will. But again, turning into more of an embedded wind threat. Not going to see that continue to last. A couple more of these storm cells over the next 30 to 40 minutes should start to die down, especially as it moves off here towards the east. This entire storm cell, one of the things that's happened too, is this really has like hit a wall and slowed down. We're not seeing the storms move nowhere near as quick as they were moving earlier. They're still saying 58 mile an hour, but they're lying. It is definitely slowing down. We could see, and I can't say we won't see any more severe thunderstorm warnings tonight. Tornado threat has considerably died down, but about 11 o'clock, this is when the new severe thunderstorm watch is expired. They kind of reissued it and extended it, if you will, for some of these counties that you're seeing on your screen. Those will start to continue to be dropped off, but over the next couple of hours, the downward trend is going to happen, and you should be just fine. However, make sure you have a way to receive warnings. Download our app. That is one way that you can receive warnings overnight tonight. And just make sure you have that turned on before you go to bed. But over the next couple of hours, it's going to die down pretty quick. So with that being said, we're ceasing live coverage. We'll continue to come back live as needed. Remember, turn around, don't drown. Thank a first responder. Thank power. Thank a lineman. We appreciate all that they do. Have a great evening.